Welcome. My name is Fiona O'Reilly, and I'm part of the Divine Renovation Ministry team. As a ministry, we exist to inspire and equip parishes in being missional, in helping them to make disciples. And we know from our work with parishes around the world that in this season, parishes are having to learn to do all sorts of new things. And one of them is how to move their Alpha online. There's all sorts of questions, all sorts of concerns, all sorts of hopes. And so what we've done with this Alpha Bootcamp series is to bring together the experience of parishes who are further ahead on the journey so that we can share the lessons they've learnt, the things that have worked, where some of the struggles and concerns are, and speak into them. So our friends at Saint Benedict Parish in Halifax, Nova Scotia, have had a lot of experience in this space now. They have finished off an existing Alpha online, so they know what that's like. They've also run an Alpha completely online, so they know what's different and what stays the same, what works, and what they had to evolve as they went. They've been through that weekend experience. They've had 2 healing nights. And so we're so pleased that they're able to share what's worked, where the successes and wins have been, where some of the struggles and the nerves have been. And we hope that by sharing that with you, it'll just demystify, take away a bunch of the questions and a bunch of the natural concern that we can all feel doing something new. And it'll help parishes around the world take that next step and run Alpha successfully online. In this first video, we're going to be looking at what to expect as a core team. What are some of the practicalities to think about, what to think about when it comes to Zoom, and just really exploring how some of that comes to life. We know you're going to find it really useful, and we hope that it will take away a lot of the questions, a lot of the nerves that we can all feel when we're doing something like this for the first time.
Hi there, my name is Tanya Noy, and I'm the Alpha and Engagement Coordinator at Saint Benedict Parish in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So glad that you've joined us. And I just want to start by really encouraging all of you to take that next step to online Alpha. What we've found here at Saint Benedict is the transition went really well over to the Zoom platform, and we were able to actually engage people in a really special way and continue on with our Alpha at the time that COVID hit. So thank you, and I'm praying for all of you as you take those next steps into this new journey. So I want to start by talking a little bit about our core team and what that means on an online Alpha. So here at Saint Benedict, our core team consists of a Zoom host, which we call our Alpha administrator. We also have tech support, and that would be our Zoom co-host. And we have an MC at our Alpha, and we also have somebody that does all of our screen sharing. All those are really important roles in leadership for an online Alpha. What we do is we designate a Zoom host, and you'll see that as a feature on Zoom. And their role is to create breakout rooms, to make all of the other leaders co-host, which allows certain permissions for them during the call to mute and unmute, help people with their cameras. Our tech support person is really important. They help people with any support that they might need using the chat feature. And they help to change people's screen names to reflect their name and what room they're going to be going into. And that's really helpful to the Zoom host or our Alpha administrator as well. We have somebody that shares the screen, and that is the person that will share our Alpha video. Also, any icebreakers or games that we might play, they'll share those as well. And our MC has a really important role as well. Their role is to make everybody feel comfortable and have fun, introducing the topic of the night, introducing poll questions, which we've found really useful as well, to introduce the topics each night. And you can have a lot of fun with those, so get creative. Something else that we've found really useful is when we begin our call, we have a slide that we share on the screen. This slide consists of a welcome message. It also asks people to change their screen name to their first name and their room that they're designated to. And this is going to help with those breakout rooms. We also have a message at the bottom asking people to use the chat feature. And this is really important. This is actually a part of our hospitality. So we encourage all of our team to use the chat feature, but we also encourage our guests, if they're having trouble with any technical issues, to put that in the chat so that we can help them with that. Another Zoom feature that we have found really helpful is the spotlight feature. So our Zoom host or our Alpha administrator will go ahead and spotlight our MC or anybody on the call that we want to showcase. That way you don't have to switch between the gallery view and the speaker view and give direction about that to our guests. So when you say yes to being on Alpha team, you're really saying yes to committing to your time. So thank you for that. What we would really encourage you to do is to make sure to show up on time. Make sure that you show up consistently, especially as core team. This is really important. Everybody's going to be following your lead. And what that really means too is leading your team. So we have a pre-meeting call in which we showcase the topic for the night to all of our team, and we give them words of encouragement, maybe some tips on small group time, and gentle reminders, as well as prayer. We can never forget that in all of this, we really need to rely on the Holy Spirit. It's not just about us showing up and doing the things, but it's about God working through us. So when you and your team and your guests register for Alpha, be prepared to have those Zoom links ready. And I would encourage you all to send out a really good communication and have that Zoom meeting set up so that it's consistent, so that it's a recurring meeting, so people don't have to be sent the meeting every single week, although might not be a bad idea, but they can pop it into their calendars so they can quickly find it each and every week when you meet. Same thing goes for your pre-meeting for your team. So set that up as a recurring meeting and set that expectation that a half an hour before you're going to start your Alpha, you're going to meet as a team to do all of the things that we already talked about with meeting and praying together. So as an Alpha administrator, we always want to be on the lookout for up-and-coming leaders. And we really do use Alpha as our leadership pipeline here at Saint Benedict, and it's a great tool for that, as well as evangelization. But what we've found is it's a great way to move guests along into a leadership role. And so on our online Alpha, we had asked some of our previous guests to come back as team. And what we've done is we've paired one host and one helper together for each room. So thank you for being so courageous and taking a step in faith and moving your Alpha to an online Alpha. I know how scary it can be. We did this here at Saint Benedict when COVID hit. We went from in-person Alpha to online Alpha, and it was scary. But our pastor here, Father Simon, really encouraged us to not worry about perfection, just to do it and to try. And so I would encourage you to do the same and trust it out with your team and do a trial and gather together, meet on Zoom, pray together, and just have fun with it. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how well it can actually go. So thank you.
We hope you found that really useful. Taking that step into running Alpha over Zoom can feel really daunting. And we know with parishes, taking some time to practice beforehand, to take some time as a team to have a go when it's safe, to pause, to mess things up, to figure out how it all works, that can really help. Just take the nerves down and build up our comfort so that we can be as hospitable as possible for our guests and as focused as possible on loving and serving them. I'm lucky enough to coach a number of parishes around the world, and I know that when I chat with them, they share their concerns around, In person and online are so different. Can there really be hospitality? Can community really work? The good news is that the experience from parishes around the world is it can. Online and in person are different, but the community, the friendship, the warmth, the hospitality is still real. And it makes all the difference in helping guests wrestle with those big questions and meet Christ and his love for them. And my prayer and my hope for you is that you'll have the joy of discovering that for yourself.